Social scientists are continually finding stronger evidence that validates just how important relationships are in our life. They're linked to so many things that we value, such as our mental health, our careers, our finances, and the overall quality of life. I think we can all think back to a time when we had a relationship that was valuable to us. I think of one during a time where I was really struggling and going through a difficult period of my life, and someone came along, and in that relationship I was just picked right up out of that place and brought to a whole different place of realizing my situation perhaps wasn't as bad as I was evaluating it to be. Alternatively, relationships can bring about some of our greatest pain in our life. Whether it's in a current relationship fracture or something that has occurred many years ago, they have a way of staying with us and captivating our thought and emotional life. And we can just be regurgitating a relationship fracture that has occurred so long ago, like it was real and with us right now. That is the power of relationships in our life. And we can all relate to a relationship fracture we've had in our life, whether it's a family one or a friend or a workplace relationship. I guess it's part of life to have fractured relationships. But there's something about it where it's less okay when it's a high-value relationship, when the relationship was very valuable to us and the cost to us was so high, whether it be emotionally or socially, or it affected your career, or it had a significant impact on your finances. So we walk away and we hope for the best, and there's a nagging voice in us that says, did I do everything to make this relationship work? Why did it happen? The loss is so huge to me. So here lies the paradox. If relationships are so valuable for us, why is it so hard to save them? Why is it such a difficult thing? We would think that something so valuable, we would just save it like our children. And I don't think it's because we don't try hard. People do try hard to save relationship fractures. But what our observations have been over the years is that people don't have the skills. They don't have the education, they don't have the resources or the training to do the right things, do the high leverage activities that can really bring about restoration very quickly. I was reflecting the other day about a time when I was in a relationship fracture in the workplace, and I had to make some decisions, and I didn't know what to do. I felt stuck, I felt hopeless, and I realized that, have I ever had any training in relationships before? I couldn't think of any, and here I was, perhaps making one of my biggest life decisions in my career, alone, with no training, no skills. So I ended up reaching out to an individual who I trusted that would have some wisdom on the situation. And it was a significantly powerful experience for me, having that wisdom coming into the situation and enlightening me on what the right decision was. And it was obvious what I needed to do, and I ended up doing that with his support. And the outcome was very positive. So when a person commits to increasing their skill levels in their relationships, we see immediate benefits in the fact that the fractures aren't as deep, and we're able to see restoration come much earlier into the situation. And there is also a second category of people who benefit significantly from relationship skill training, and those are the folks that have backed off relationships, that have received pain from relationship fractures. And as we age, we just tend to sort of back off and not become vulnerable in the whole pursuit of relationships. These folks can learn to go into relationship in a much safer way, to not open up their vulnerability too quickly, and learn proper boundary setting and knowing how to ask for what's important in the relationship. So the essence of what occurs when people are working in the LEAP program on building relationship skills is twofold. The firstly is becoming aware of where is it that fortification is needed to increase my relationship skills, and then to develop new ways of doing relationships in those specific areas, and creating behavioral metrics for these goals and tracking these metrics. So as this process evolves, the individual starts having greater awareness and newfound skills in learning to understand the role fear has in relationships, and learning the difference between reacting and responding, and understanding those critical factors, those high leverage activities in relationships that make the big difference.